Evil Genius 2 is coming to PC in the first half of 2021. That gives you plenty of time to play the 2004 original and learn from the mistakes we made building our first island base. So, you've bought your first private island. It's close to good schools, since you've built the classroom yourself. It's got an easily maintained garden, so long as you don't plant explosives in the trees. And it's in a sought-after area. In fact, you can't keep visitors out. Seriously, who is selling package holidays to this war zone? Now you've got your new place, it's tempting to get carried away with extensions and walk-in freezers. But you shouldn't get too cozy. What you might not realise is that midway through Evil Genius, you'll have to up sticks and move to another island, and if you're not careful, that move could bankrupt you. Since there's no way to get a mortgage on a volcano base, you'd better build that first island right. Watch our tips on how to prepare for the move, and remember that you can subscribe to Rebellion for more videos. Ring the bell and you'll be the first to hear the latest news on Evil Genius 2. Of course, you'll want to go large with your control room. Look at that beautiful floor, it's shinier than Maximilian's bald head. Besides, nobody ever dominated the world by keeping things small. Except, maybe they did. Turns out there are only so many control panels you need to see everything that's happening on the world map. About 6 should do it actually. Beyond that, you're just wasting cash you could save for your second base, not to mention loads of power, which costs even more money through power generators and exploding equipment. Don't worry if you've already built more than you need though. Removing equipment will now earn you cash back and free up minions to carry out other jobs around the base, or to play table tennis, which seems to be considered equally important. This might sound like the advice of parents convinced by newspapers that you're frittering away your money on avocado toast, but it really does make sense to save up for a rainy day. Not that it ever actually rains on your second island, in fact the weather's lovely, and thanks to the volcano, you have the most powerful central heating system ever conceived. But once you move over, you'll have to find the money to rebuild everything from scratch, and unlike in the tutorial, there'll be no friendly cash injections if you run out. The good news is that you choose the timing of your move. Once you've completed all the first island objectives, you can continue searching down the back of Europe's couch for coins until you're happy with your fortune. Trust us, it runs out sooner than you think.
Welcome to your uninhabited island of indeterminate location.
Once you move to the new island, you're going to lose your training facilities. And if, God forbid, your last playboy should die before he can pass on his wisdom, you'll have to go back to kidnapping from super yachts. Who's going to bamboozle super agents in the meantime? Bruce Waynes don't grow on trees, you know. No, much better to have at least 10 to 15 playboys kicking about. Inevitably, some will get stabbed by Mariana Mamba on a justice-fueled murder spree, but enough will survive to replenish their own ranks once you've built your own training room. It's not just playboys, of course, this goes for any minion type you want to keep hold of. Treat them like the keys for a new flat and make lots of copies. The root of a supervillain's power isn't their doomsday device, it's the lockers in their barracks. Each one increases the minion capacity of your base, which increases the speed at which you can build and make money. The trouble is that they take up a lot of space, even if you line your corridors with them like we do. Thankfully, there is another way to bump up the numbers. As you grow in notoriety, your capacity goes up anyway, which means you don't need to build quite so many lockers to hit the minion cap of 100. For that reason, it's worth completing a few more acts of infamy on the map before moving to that second island. With all that extra space, you can build a base that looks more like an impressive lair and less like a gym changing rooms. The Chinese philosopher Confucius once said that more money leads to more problems, and while we'd usually defer to his wisdom, it's not necessarily true in Evil Genius. Whether your minions have been wiped out in a raid gone wrong, or a segment of your base has burned down in a fire, enough cash can replace everything you've lost. That's why it's important to keep a steady flow of money from the world map, especially during your move to your second island. While you build your traps, the new base will be left exposed to theft and sabotage, and that is expensive. You're best sending military minions like guards and mercenaries to steal from countries around the globe. They're basically trained muggers, which means they'll bring back much more moolah than the standard rank and file. Confucius never taught us that, did he? The scientists you employ in your lab aren't just creatures of maths and logic. They're artists and they need inspiration. They'll wander around your base with clipboards, studying practically every object around them to see if it can be improved. It's a slow process, but the results are worth it. You don't get giant red magnets or nuclear generators without a whole lot of science. Once you've got your first island in a comfortable place, it's worth easing off the pedal to give your scientists time to uncover the good stuff. That way, you can kit out your second base with laser sensors, laser doors, and lab lasers. Come on, what did you get into this game for, if not the lasers? Treat yourself. Once you reach a certain point in the campaign, super agents can become a regular source of frustration. You can't kill them before leaving the first island, and catching them is more trouble than it's worth since they tend to break out like angry magicians. They're perhaps at their most dangerous when you pack up and leave for the second island. With all your minions moving boxes, there's nobody to actually stop a super agent embarking on a stabby massacre. There's only one solution for this. Double check that there are no super agents on your island when you click that button to leave. You'd think it'd be obvious, but you'd be surprised what you can miss. After all, everyone in Evil Genius is canonically very small, like borrowers. Now that you've acquainted yourself with all the safety features of your first island, you're ready to make the big move. You can never be too safe though, so let us know your own tips in the comments. If you like this video, remember to subscribe for more and ding the bell. Not too loudly though. We don't want super agents to know where we're hiding now, do we?